Mm, Guys, I'm at the park. I came to relax today and just, I don't know, leave the house. And this particular park is called the East Legon Botanical Gardens. And I am going to record and show you this beautiful place. So beautiful here. And of course, you guys already know I'm over here stuffing my face with some snacks because I'm vegan. So everything else here, they have KFC and papaya. I think that's what it's called. But of course, those places don't sell vegan food, not even fried rice. So I was like, oh, but yeah, I'm out here chilling today, just relaxing, enjoying myself. Okay. View from up here is crazy beautiful, but for some reason reality is starting to kick in because I'm afraid of heights. Guys, look, so beautiful from up here. There's the canopy. Oh my goodness. Hey, somebody child. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Oh my goodness, this place is beautiful. There's no one on this canopy with me. Because the guy came, there were some kids when I was busy eating my snacks, trying to calm my nerves. So he came and he was like, "Are you going on?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he left. Maybe he figured, he was like, "Oh yeah, she got it. She's an adult." She's a big old baby. But yeah, I'm on this canopy by myself. And the park is not very packed today. I don't know if it's usually packed, but it's not. I want to give you guys an idea of how far up I am. It's not bad. Actually, I was freaking out for no reason. It's not that bad at all. Okay, never mind. Let me make it up this hill first, and then I can start talking. Okay, we got this, B. You got this. Good God. How are you? Hi, beauty. I wish I didn't eat all my snacks. Oh, look at the monkey. It just flew right past me. Hi, beautiful. Look this way. It's right there. Aw. The monkey came out of nowhere, but it was beautiful. I was freaked out at first, to be honest. I was like, what is that? I'm up here all by myself. Guys, look at this. So beautiful up here. It was worth it. After crossing the first two canopy, I can now say it was definitely worth it. And then seeing that monkey, it's definitely worth it. And the energy up here is great. It's very nice. Look how beautiful this site is. I made it. You guys can see there's more people here now. Hey, my loves, I just want to say I had an amazing time at the park. The entrance fee was 15 CDs per adult, or maybe I think it's per person. The canopy walk was also 20, I believe it was 20 or 25 CDs. I want to say it was 25 CDs per adult. In total, I spent 60 CDs because I covered this little cutie that was with his mom and his siblings. So I'm one of 10. So whenever I see a large family, I'm like, it's so beautiful. So yeah, I asked the little boy's mother, I was like, hey, is it okay if I cover for him for the canopy? He was so cute. And she was like, yeah. So I ended up paying 60 CDs. The place is very beautiful, very relaxing. The energy is great. Everything is transparent. So overall, I had an amazing time at the park. Now, here's where things went a little south. Was when I was referred next door to eat at this restaurant next door because Papaya didn't serve vegan food, and also KFC didn't serve vegan food. So I went into the restaurant, went upstairs, sat down, asked for the menu, selected my food from the menu, and then the server was like, oh, no, the prices on the menu have changed. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. I asked him, so what prices have changed? He was like, oh, the plantain are no longer 12 CDs, they're 20 CDs. And I was like, man, that's a huge gap from 12 CDs to 20 CDs. And I was like, okay, just give me the rice then. Rice in a bottle of water. And he was like, oh, no. The price of the plantain was changed to 15 CDs instead of 20 CDs. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, gosh, it's going to be one of those days. It looks like it's going to be one of those days. And I was like, okay, yeah, just give me the plantain and the rice is fine for 15 CDs. So the food came, the rice was 15 CDs. And according to the server, the plantain was now 15 CDs instead of 12 CDs that was listed on the menu. So I ate my food, asked for the bill. After a little while, when no one came upstairs to take my payment, I went downstairs to make my payment, and I gave him my credit card, my debit card. And immediately I can see that he was uncomfortable with processing my debit card. So he was like, you're paying with a debit card? I said, yeah, it says right there, you can pay with a debit card in bold print, POS payment, right there. And we start the process. He was like, oh yeah, the machine's not working. It's not receiving proper signal, so it's not processing it. And then we tried again. He was like, yeah, it's not receiving proper signal. And then I don't know what he was doing back there. He was fumbling around. And then the girl that served me my food came downstairs, and they started chatting. And she made a statement that I will personally walk her to the ATM or something of that sort. And I was like, who are you going to walk to the ATM? Like, it says right there you receive card payment. And I guess they didn't think I understood Pidgin, and there was this look on her face like, oh, she understood us. So whatever. And the next thing I know, people just kept coming in, staring at me, leaving. No one was ordering, doing anything. He was fumbling around with the machine, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and have a seat. Why you figured that out? He was like, okay. Brought another machine. We tried. He said, oh, it's the same thing. There's an issue. Let me try to get the signal to work. And so far, I was like, okay. I sat down patiently waiting. I saw the chef. He came out, Glenn, like just looking at me. And I looked right back at him, looked away, went back. People just kept coming in and out. And it was just weird. Like they would just come in, stand there, and look at me, and I would look, stare at them back, but nobody was ordering. So I figured, people standing in there speaking in code, telling each other stuff. I was like, okay, whatever. So after 45 minutes, I asked, I was like, hey, it's getting a little late. I would like to process my payment and go home. How's everything? And he was like, oh, yeah, the machine's not working. This other guy, I don't know if he worked for the company because he wasn't in uniform like the other three people that I was interacting with at that time. He was like, oh, go to the ATM and get cash. And I was like, well, that's unfair because now I have to pay unnecessary fees because it says that you guys, take Visa and other, form of payments. And then everybody, like, all 3 or 4 of them was like, oh, no, your bank is there. Your bank is there. Go to the ATM. Go to the ATM. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the ATM. Went to the ATM, withdrew the cash. And I said to myself, with everything going on, I was a bit uncomfortable at that point because I wanted to make sure the restaurant got their money. So I was like, okay, I'll keep the cash and see if I can transfer the funds via Momo. And I went in there and I was like, can I transfer the funds? And he was like, yeah, you can transfer the fund. And I was like, okay, can I get the transfer info? The info that was given to me, I inputted the information, and it said that the information didn't work. I told the guy, and he was like, try it again. I tried again. It gave me another name. I told him. He was like, no, that's not the. I was like, is that the company name? He was like, no, that's not the company name. So I was like, can you please rewrite the number, make sure everything is accurate? So the third time around, when I input everything, it matched the company name and so forth, and I processed it. And when I was sitting there, after I made a transfer, the guy asked me, what country are you from? And I said to myself, and I said, not to myself, I said to him, well, what makes you think I'm not Ghanaian? He said, because I'm not speaking his dialect. And then I asked him, I said, are you Ghanaian? And he was like, yeah, I'm Ghanaian. And I was like, okay, so does everyone you get in here, do everyone in Ghana speak the same dialect and so forth? And, at that point, it was uncomfortable, and I just sort of left the conversation alone. I guess he saw at that point that I was irritated, and we just kind of left everything at that point. So I processed everything. I gave them the payment, but I made the payment, but I really felt like, I felt like I was getting up on because someone tried to cheat me, and because I tried to pay with a card, they literally try to make things difficult because it's like, you try to cheat me and get a few CDs and so forth. So, but yeah, that was my experience. So I would not go back to that restaurant. At that point I was like, we're not going to be Miss Nice Girl today. You're gonna fight back, because every time you try to be nice, people are always doing stuff to you that makes no sense. So, but that was my experience.